Hello, I'm Lucas, this is A Bit of Lit, and I'm here with a Friday Reads, and I'd like to discuss the books I've read this week, the book I'm reading, and what I'm going to do for the readathon thing for next month again, just to reiterate sort of the things I will be reading in the future. So yeah, first of all, the books that I've read. I read Virginia Woolf's Mrs. Dalloway, which is an amazing book that's very psychological and the stream of consciousness. The way it flits around from thought to moment to the past to the present to character. It's not too hard to read. It is quite challenging, though. I gave like I said, a raving review of it. I highly recommend it. I feel like it really encompasses a lot of anxieties that people have, and pleasures and fears and pain. With Peter Walsh and Septimus Smith and Clarissa Dalloway and Lucrezia and Richard Dalloway and some of the other characters that we get, and how it goes through their past and the present and the moment. It's really an amazing book. In the moment is what I meant to say. So yeah, I read that book. I love it. I recommend it. It is a bit challenging to read, though. Anyway, the next book that I read, I finished it yesterday, 2 days ago, I believe, and that would be Terry Pratchett's Mort, which is really good fun. I very much enjoyed it. It's my second Discworld book that I've read, and the first one I read was Raising Steam, which is the 40th book in the series. This is the 4th, and it's just a wild, wacky adventure. It's very fun, lighthearted, whimsical. It can be serious at moments, but it never takes itself seriously, and it follows Death, who has taken on an apprentice, Mort, which of course means death in French. I loved that. I mean, it made a lot of literary allusions, and it was just a lot of jokes everywhere. But there were points that it sort of, I felt like it was just kind of questioning things a lot, and looking at things in a different point of view from Death's perspective, or what does death mean, and all these kinds of ideas. But it's not too serious. It's just a lighthearted fantasy. I'm sure most people have read it or know Discworld very well, so I don't need to tell you, but I will continue reading more Discworld novels because they're a treasure. As for what I'm currently reading, I am currently reading Riders on the Purple Sage, or Riders of the Purple Sage, by Zane Grey, which I guess is like the earliest, most popular genre fiction of the West, of Westerns. And I wanted to go with that one because I recently started watching a lot of Western films, which I actually really enjoy. I think there's a lot of interesting dynamics at play in a lot of those, and I thought, well, let me look at Western literature. And it's okay so far. There's a lot of things I don't like. There's still a lot of things, of course, that play very much into the Western tropes. I don't know how much it started some of these tropes, but we've got Lassiter, of course, and Venter, and Lassiter is a quiet, soft-spoken, menacing gunslinger kind of guy who comes into town, to help this woman, Jane, who's trying to help her non-Gentile sort of friend, Venter, from Tull, this Mormon leader of the community. And the Mormons have a lot of control in this area because it's in Utah. And there are things about it that I really like, that get me excited about it. And then there are things where Jane's vanity is natural because she's a woman, and it's like, okay, this doesn't read well for a modern audience. I recognize that. I'm just gonna keep going with it, though, you know. I know that that's silly, but you know, I mean, also the men are kind of like, I don't understand these women, but it's pretty good so far. It's very action-packed and tight and bound with energy, so I really enjoy it, but there are parts that are not so enjoyable. As for, I think it's maybe Midrash. Is it May? Midrash? Midrash, May? Maybe Midrash. I don't remember. Yeah, in the first week, I'm going to be reading Paradise Regained, and I'll do a video for that at the end of the week, middle of the week, I don't know. Maybe because it has chapters or books, I might do a video for each one and then do like a summary kind of thing. And then the next week I will do the same for Samson Agonistes. I hope I said that right. I haven't looked at that one to see if there's like parts, because it is a play, a dramatic retelling of that story from the Bible. Or at least, yeah. So again, if it has Act 1, Act 2, I might do videos for each part, and then I will make a final video for all my collected thoughts, maybe. And then East of Eden, if I remember right, it has part 1 and part 2 to tell about different time periods within the story, and I will make a video for both of those for the last 2 weeks. Yeah. So that's my maybe Midrash, that's my Friday reads, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.